Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm bringing you the daily Manchester United news today. You're probably thinking, Adam, where are you? I'm here in Cyprus at the moment in a hotel, which is very, very funky, isn't it? But yeah, we're here to bring you the daily Manchester United news. First up, who saw Marcus Rashford's goal yesterday? What a fantastic goal. Vintage Marcus Rashford stuff for England against Italy. Obviously a great assist and build-up play by Phil Foden and of course Jude Bellingham as well. But that run and finish 40 yards out from goal from Marcus Rashford. Vintage Marcus Rashford stuff, and it's good to see him scoring goals and hopefully building up his confidence ahead of his return for Manchester United after the international break. Now, we've also got another story on Sir Jim Ratcliffe's deal to buy a 25% share of Manchester United being delayed, and we've got a little bit of transfer news as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked to this video. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, get your comments in the comments below as well. Let us know what you are thinking about everything that we discuss here in this video today. Now, this article comes from James Ducker in The Telegraph, and it says Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Man United deal delayed while final details are ironed out. Discussions are ongoing about a 1.35 billion deal that would see Ratcliffe take control of football operations at the club. Now, I need to see the deal, obviously, and you need to find out what the finer details are of this. One of the things that comes to my mind is, what is stopping the Glazers from just going, after a bit, we're not selling any more of the club? So we've got this guy who's got 25%, sorting out the sporting thing and doing all this, that and the other, improving the club, obviously building the value of the club. And then, what's stopping them just going, yeah, we're not going to sell anymore? Like, do you know what I mean? And what would be Ineos's motive to continue improving? Like, I don't know what's going to go on with this. I need to find out more about it. I've kind of switched off from it all, to be totally honest with you. But it says, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% purchase of Man United is not expected to be decided by the club's board on Thursday, as final details are still being thrashed out. Sources close to talks maintain a deal is still within sight over the next fortnight. Oh shit, here we go again. With submissions progressing at a clip as the Ineos owner closes in on an agreement. However, there is said to remain some discussion still to settle over Ratcliffe's likely £1.35 billion investment, which would grant him immediate control of football operations at Old Trafford. Some within negotiations had been hopeful earlier this week that a final proposal would be ready to be voted on by the club's 12-strong board in a pre-arranged meeting on Thursday. However, a well-placed insider aware of discussions on both sides has told Telegraph Sport there will be no decision this week. Some key figures inside the deal also remain sceptical that Sheikh Jassim has entirely withdrawn his interest in the club. Sources close to the Qatari, however, have reaffirmed their insistence that he told the Glazers last week he had quit the process. Ratcliffe, meanwhile, is keen to get his deal done as soon as possible so he can be in charge of football operations in time for the January transfer window. And his plan to take a 25% stake, this article goes on to say, could potentially pave the way for significant changes on the football and performance side. There is understood to be an admiration at Ineos for manager Erik ten Hag and the job the Dutchman has done since taking the helm 17 months ago. But it remains to be seen what it might mean for the future of other senior staff, including Chief Executive Richard Arnold, Football Director John Murtough. As part of the likely deal, not all the money offered by Ineos is certain to go to shareholders, and there's also an expectation that the Glazers' voting rights will be diluted under the terms of any agreement, which puts my mind at ease a little bit, because their 69% of the club is a 96% of the voting rights. And that's one of the things I was fearing as well. Like, let's say Ineos go, right, we want to bring in Mr. X to be our footballing director, and they have a vote and the Glazers go, well, no, we're not paying him. You know, we need to make sure here that, well, Ineos, and I'm sure, you know, being multi-billionaires, being involved in a 1.25 billion deal or whatever it is, you know, they're going to make sure those things are all sorted. They're not going to be daft, but just the Glazers are a bit slippery, man. And, you know, we've been hearing about deals and talks and bids and delays and this and that and the other. How many promises have they made to Manchester United fans over the years so that they've not lived up to? So it's just really, really depressing. But this article does go on to say, as previously detailed by Telegraph Sport, Ratcliffe also wants clauses attached to any deal which will enable him to eventually stage a full takeover. So that's the latest on the sale of Manchester United. Obviously, it's a part sale by this point, and that's where we're at. Also, Casemiro, United midfield Casemiro started Brazil's 2-0 defeat to Uruguay in the early hours of this morning, handing the Reds an injury boost ahead of Saturday's trip to Sheffield United. He was obviously injured the other day, and he came off with a knock against Venezuela. But travelling from South Africa back for South America, back to England for the Saturday game, probably not going to be able to start that anyway. Who knows? And if he does, fitness probably not going to be there. Probably be jet lagged and everything. Joao Neves is a potential transfer target for Man United, says Florian Plettenberg. Not in the winter, but for the summer. Confirmed. The 19-year-old midfielder is on the list at MUFC for a long time. More top clubs are monitoring him. Look, he's got a bit of that Ander Herrera look about him, hasn't he? Yeah, I don't know too much about Joao Neves. It's obviously great if we are looking towards, but surely, if Ratcliffe and Ineos are going to take over, things like that could change as well, unless that's part of, you know, their deal to come to Man United, that they are now looking at Joao Neves. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As I said, Marcus Rashford's goal yesterday, vintage stuff. Let's hope he can get back to Manchester, get back to Old Trafford, get back to Carrington and start doing that for the Reds. And let us know your thoughts in the comments below on that Sergeant Ratcliffe story. Obviously, we'll have plenty more coming up for you on this channel this week. We have got the game coming up, so there'll be the watch along for that on the weekend, the previews coming out, etc, etc. So make sure you're keeping it locked to Stretford Paddock. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We'll be back very soon with much more. Until then, I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here.